Bonjour!
Ça va?
Very well!
Hey, hey!
Hey, hey!
So, welcome to our new little show segment that we're calling Shoot the Shit.
Shoot the shit.
Shoot
First
the shit.
one.
First one. We're trying it out, see how it goes. We're just here recording the record, so we thought we'd get together and talk about some topics.
The premise of the show is I don't know the questions.
Yeah.
He's going to ask me. So we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Just go with the flow, right? We're just shooting the shit. Right?
Shooting the shit.
Just shooting the shit. All right, first topic. So I've been noticing this trend online lately, Frederick Mayville, of bands who take selfies on stage after the show.
Oui, très bien.
What is your thoughts on this?
Ben, un selfie, c'est comme une photo, mais c'est quand c'est toi qui prends ta photo, and it's all about you, so it's like, it's a lot of me with myself. Which way are they pointing though?
You know, like after like they play
pointing
a show,
towards the crowd.
Yeah, they're like, hey, look at me.
Oh,
you know,
well, you know, it's
what are your thoughts on that when bands do that?
I guess it kind of shows that, you know, you got a crowd behind you.
Do you think you're exploiting your crowd at that point, and you're trying to? Is it a little bit narcissistic to take a picture in front of your crowd and use your crowd to your advantage? I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about, like, because sometimes, like, I've been to shows where the artists afterwards are like, hey,
yeah,
everybody, let's take a selfie, and then it's always this like weird, awkward moment where the crowd doesn't know what's happening, and it's like, oh, what's going on, and it kind of kills the vibe for me. I don't know. That was just.
It's an interesting thought. I guess I'd have to put some thought into it.
One eternity later.
Well, you know what? It's not something I would do personally. I've never tried it. I can see it from an artist's point of view, trying to show that they can fill a room, trying to get everybody in, like, hey. But it's a selfie. I don't own a selfie stick. For me, my selfie stick is.
For me, it just kills the buzz a little bit. Kind of kills my musical boner. When I'm at a show and then an artist says, okay, let's take a picture, you know. When you're left with such a great show and then it comes to that point, it's just like, wow.
At the end of the show.
At the end of the show, it's just like, just let it lie, man, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
It's a marketing thing. It's like anything else, you know. I've heard there's narcissism in the music industry. I don't know.
Here we are.
You know, we're pointing a camera at us, so it's kind of, you know, you want to get eyeballs, you want to show the room. I can see it from both ways. I don't know if I'd ever do it. No. But what if somebody else takes a picture of you with the crowd? Like if I took a picture from the drums of you guys with the crowd, is that like a selfie? But I wouldn't be in it, obviously.
Yeah. No. We don't need to do that. If you're at the show, you know what it's all about.
So show up, motherfuckers.
Exactly. Fort Mac, end of May. Finger 11, July 1st. Riverettes. And many more to be announced.
We're not going to take selfies.
I don't know. It's just a trend I noticed happening, and I was just like, just wanted your thoughts on it. That's all.
Yeah,
I just wanted to shoot the shit with you about it. You know?
It's a selfie stick. I don't know. I'm not a selfie stick guy, so it's...
Anyways, moving on. So, last month we lost a great musician, Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters. I seen him twice live, and he was an amazing drummer. And as a drummer, Fred, I wanted your perspective on this. I was having a discourse online with my good friend Matthew, and he was saying that the Foo Fighters should go on. And I was thinking, well, I think Dave Grohl should just end the Foo Fighters now and let the legacy live. What is your thoughts on that?
That's an interesting one. Dave Grohl signs the front of the checks of all his employees. Yeah. So, from one point of view, he's got employees that need the job of touring with the Foo Fighters. So for him, he's got to be thinking, if I stop touring, all those people don't have jobs anymore. If I do, I got to find somebody else. He was obviously the drummer for Nirvana. Kurt Cobain had lead poisoning, and then, you know, he kept on going.
Under a different name.
Under a different name, a different band.
But do you think it's time for the Foo Fighters to stop the Foo Fighters and carry on in a different light?
I don't know. I would probably, if I was Dave Grohl, take a break, take some time to think about it. I wouldn't be offended if, I don't know how involved Taylor was in the writing process.
Oh, he was. Him and Dave.
Yeah,
I've
so
been doing a lot of research there. And
I would say if he was heavily involved, maybe put it to rest. But then what do you do with the fans? They don't get to experience the Foo Fighters anymore. Even.
But that's where the legacy lies, right?
Yeah.
Nirvana, same kind of thing, right? And they'll live forever. The Foo Fighters, if they end now, they'll live forever. If they come back with a new drummer, will it leave a sour taste in people's mouths? Is what I'm thinking. Like,
it could.
Should they just let it lie, let the Foo Fighters live forever, or
keep everybody
start
employed.
Something new and keep
Start
everyone
something
employed?
new.
I don't know. What do you think? Chime in the comments and let us know what you think. Should the Foo Fighters carry on?
Because it creates an opportunity for an up-and-coming drummer. You know, somebody that's could replace him. It's tough to replace somebody.
It's hard to replace that guy, man. That guy was something else, man.
He was
one of my favorite drummers. Yeah. Like, unbelievable live. Like, unbelievable.
He was a cool mother.
He was very cool.
Always smiling and shit. I loved his drumming. I really like the Foo Fighters too. I guess it depends on what Dave Grohl wants to do. You know, he's the fucking rock master.
Man, we.
Hey.
Moving on. Next topic. What do you think of mic headsets?
Ooh. I think Britney Spears can pull it off.
Yeah,
because she's got a round face and lots of attributes.
I'm just thinking because you're a drummer and you use your hands, but I've never seen you use a mic headset. But you use a mic in front.
I've been shopping for one.
Oh, don't.
And I was reading the reviews, and I'm trying to figure out how it would look, and I'm like, how it would look, and then I'm like, but how's it gonna look? I mean, I guess
the only person who could really pull off a mic headset would be Garth Brooks.
Britney Spears.
No, I'm talking men.
Garth Brooks. For guys, I don't know.
If you're not trying to sell me a timeshare in Florida, please don't wear a headset.
It's a tough sell.
It's a really tough sell.
It's a look. It's got a bad reputation. It's weird. It's one of those things. I've thought of it. Have I ever tried one secretly? Maybe. I don't know. Does it sound good? They're probably just as good, but it is. If you're a dancer, yes. If you're a drummer,
maybe.
I know people that do it. I like a mic. It's cool.
I think it's like when you're singing into a mic, you're kind of making love to the mic. You gotta be playing with it, You're attacking it, right? If you have this thing on your head, you're just wandering aimlessly on stage.
Well, that's the Garth Brooks thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's like wandering around. When you have a mic, you have a sense of purpose, and you're yelling and you're screaming at this fucking thing. Let's go.
Yeah, yay or nay? I'd probably.
I've tried a mic headset, and it's just strange.
I'd probably have to go nay.
Yeah,
I think it would get a lot. Like, you got in-ears, I'm wearing a hat, and then I got a headset. I don't know, it gets to be pretty hectic. But I mean, to each their own. It's, some people like pineapple on pizza, some people like headsets.
For me, it's a nay.
Some people vote for Justin Trudeau. I mean,
poor them. But, let us know what you think. Do you think headsets should be a thing in rock and roll or no?
I mean, fucking, what's his name? Ted Nugent there.
Ted Nugent? Does he?
Nugent. Ted Nugent, he uses a headset.
Does he?
Yeah.
Maybe it comes with age, I don't know.
And you know what? That guy's sober too. Never had a drink of weed or a smoke of alcohol ever in his life. I haven't either. That's why I speak so eloquently.
Me neither. Never.
That's why I never confront my words with sideways motion.
I go to church every Sunday. And moving on. So, if this is your first time tuning in, this is Fred, and I am Dennis, and we play in a band called 25 Cigarettes. And we're working on our 4th record right now, entitled 2022. It should be coming out July of 2022, so look forward to that. But Fred, when we started this thing, we started this band in a pandemic.
Yeah.
So we never really explored life in a band outside this fucking thing, right? So, that being said, what do you think were some of the challenges are some of the challenges we are facing being a band in a pandemic at the moment, right now?
I think people are fucking afraid still.
Mhm.
I think people are afraid to go out, understandably. You know, it's not like they've got like a 99.9% chance of surviving it, but you know, it's that's the big thing, and I think venues are slow to come back, and it was fucking tough. It was really tough to stay separated. Now we're trying to get back into it. We'll have to see. We're gonna play some shows in Fort Mac. You know, hopefully people are. I'm hoping that there's a pent up demand after 2 years.
I hope so too.
That also means that there's a pent up demand of artists that want to go and play. So there's lots of competition. I'm hoping that there's going to be goods and bads. And if I had to call it today, first episode, I would say in 4 months we're back in lockdown because there's a new variant called the Justin Trudeau.
Yep.
He's coming for you.
Absolutely, I think. But so we recorded 2021. We were 3,500 kilometers away.
Yeah.
And we did it through the internet. And then in the new year, I moved here to Alberta, and now we're working on the 4th, which is sounding epic so far.
It's retarded.
But
In a musical.
that being said, you can see from our perspective, if you listen to the first record, Get the Light, so it has more of a positive note. This was at the beginning of the pandemic. This was still fresh. It was just like, okay, this will last 2-3 weeks, you know? And Fred and I, we have been friends for over 25 years. We hadn't seen each other in like 10, 12 years or something like that. And then he came to visit us in Kapuskasing, where I'm from. And we ended up recording this little record, right? It was super positive, it was super fun. But as the lockdown and the restrictions kept coming, the music got more aggressive and got more powerful. Because I'm a product of my environment, you know. So like I'm writing what I'm feeling, and I'm feeling angst. I'm feeling pissed off at the world at the moment, right? So did you notice like that progression of aggression?
Yeah, the progression of aggression was definitely there. It's,
and it's still getting more aggressive and more aggressive, right?
yeah. Well, right now I think it's we're jamming hard. It's getting pretty heavy because that's what's coming out. I think it's cyclical. It's like everything else. But you know, we wrote that other tune the other day. It was pretty mellow. You know, goes in, goes out. It goes from mellow to heavy to heavy to heavier to heavy to like metal to like death metal, and then it's like
step back, listen.
Then we're like, oh, now we're going grunge metal, new metal, like we're still kind of figuring out, you know, refining our style and because we can really do anything we want, so it's fun to have that level of skill now. But when we started, it was like, hey. It was just like, I'll come visit for a day, and then it's like, you know, hop in the studio, bang, bang, bang. Old dog is like, we start jamming, start screaming. It was the mood, you know. It was, you know, it was
the
fun.
mood of the summer. We recorded that video at the cottage.
Yeah, and then the other one, 2021, was long distance. I get a track. I'm learning how to record. I'm spending a lot of time. It was pretty intense. It was still a pretty intense album overall. There's a wide spectrum of
genres.
Yeah, it's pretty wide. But it was a different process. And then we did Paper Money Plastic a week.
Fast.
We just boom, bang, 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 5 songs.
Put it up there.
Throw it out there. Now we're kind of in a hybrid situation where we write stuff. We could sit on it. We play a little bit. We record. We're experimenting with bigger sounds. We got a different drum room on the go. So the next album is another evolution, another rotation, another cycle. So we're learning how to harmonize and because we're jamming more. Where we wrote 2021, I couldn't be singing like, hey Dennis, I'm doing backups. It was more straight drums. This one here, we're jamming. So as we're playing, we can instantly harmonize, and that drives the song in different directions. So it's very, very cool.
And writing from scratch too, right?
Writing from scratch. We can pick from your catalog. We can write from scratch.
And it doesn't take long to write, like when we're in the same room. It's just like, boom, here's the song. Like, dang, start jamming something, feels good, let's just keep going.
The method affects the madness. It's interesting how even just the same musicians, same instruments, different time zones gives you a different product. When we're in the same room, it's instant, it's in the ether, it's, you know, like last weekend we just popped 2 songs.
Yeah, and we put it on our Facebook group there if you want to check it out, and the YouTube. World War III and Are You Alive out there? Some really cool tracks coming out.
Oh yeah, we just tracked World War III today.
It's juicy.
Oh,
But
it's like a Big Mac. It's beautiful
and messy.
and messy. It's everywhere.
But yeah, so this is the first time we've done anything like this, like in front of a camera, and we hope to keep doing it. So if you like it, show us some love and we'll keep doing it, right? So leave some comments below about the subjects that we talked about, and we'll definitely be in touch, man.
Comments, concerns,
requests,
questions. If you guys want to ask us stuff, or
yeah, we're here for you, man.
talk about your feelings.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
And yeah, that's Shootin' the Shit, man, and we're here. So peace out, 25 cigarettes.